How can you help a friend suffering from depression? When I was depressed, I never wanted to hang out with my friends because I thought I was useless. Something a friend did was ask me to go on errands with her. Made it seem like I was doing her a favor. Things like, can you go to the mall with me to pick out an interview shirt, or can you help me assemble my dresser, or anything else you can think of. This made me feel needed, and since there was a defined activity, I didn't have to put my mask on. Edit. I didn't mean to discount talking and messaging your friends to let them know you're there for them. If you find it difficult to get your friend to open up, my way is a good plan C. Plan A is professional treatment. Plan B is letting your friend know you're there. Be persistent in your efforts. When I was extremely depressed, sometimes returning a text was more than I could handle. Then I would beat myself up mentally for being shitty and alienating the few friends I had. If they just kept sending me dumb memes, I would feel this sense of relief, like maybe I didn't blow it and tank the relationship forever. Offer to bring them some tequila or coffee. Offer a chat or a hangout. Mention that they don't have to explain anything and that you will be there if they need you. Don't downplay their problems or offer advice, just listen. Don't stop inviting them to things. They'll go eventually. Be there. Check on them. Say hi. Send dumb memes you know will make them smile. Anything to let them remember they do have a friend. Even when they act like they don't want to be bothered. Not pushy, but just present. And be present in the moment when you're with them. Much of depression is heavily impacted by feelings of isolation and loneliness. Don't compound that by bringing it to the forefront when spending time with them. Edit. This is my most upvoted and my first gold and silvers are here also. I just wanted to relay what works. What we all want, but don't want to admit to ourselves or anyone else. Wild style ends forever. Be excellent to one another. From a psychology viewpoint, always support them and never make them feel like they don't have control. Don't try to be the hero though. Talk to them more than once about seeking professional help, because that person will be able to analyze each unique individual to help them. If things get too far with the friend in terms of life threats or actual suicide attempts, you are not the bad guy for telling their parents / somebody who can step in and get them the right treatment. Just be cool with it and don't stop being cool with it. A lot of people either run immediately or get tired of it and leave down the line. Just sticking around and letting them know it's cool and you understand is really helpful. Depression takes a lot of forms, so ask specifically what helps each person. I'm going through this and have a doctor's appointment in a couple of days because of it. Some things that people have done that's helped. Make yourself known. A simple, quick hey how are you is good enough most days. It helps to know that someone in the world is on your side and wants you to survive. Last week it was bad and I couldn't get out of bed. A friend of mine came over, talked me into getting up, and we went for a walk around the block. The fresh air and exercise helped. I wouldn't have been able to do that alone. Food. I couldn't eat. Everything in my fridge spoiled. I couldn't get myself to give a shit. Someone brought me a bunch of food over. It was so helpful. Be there but don't be pushy. The simple act of walking outside to get your mail can be utterly exhausting when you're depressed, if not impossible. I would still be in bed if people didn't take my hand and walk with me or bring me food. I've also had people give up on me completely. So you're a good person for asking this. Most people don't. While we are here, I might as well ask. I'm in a rough spot and would appreciate some people to talk to. My girlfriend is a heroin addict who is in rehab, and she broke up with me over the phone a couple of days ago. She wants to focus on herself to get better. I respect that, but I'm having a really hard time. If anyone would like to chat, PM me. Therapist here. First, understand you can't fix your friend's depression. No matter what you do, you can't make the depression go away. What you can do, however, is make it less bad. So don't try to fix it, just try to make it feel less bad. It helps a ton. Be there and listen to your friend. Also allow him/her to be depressed around you. Don't scold him/her for being unmotivated or never cheering up. Don't force them to pretend to be okay for your sake. Other than that, treat them like any other friend. Hang out, tell them of your troubles, listen to their problems. Really, being there despite the depression makes all the difference in the world. Be there please. Be there Reddit. Thank you for my first silver kind stranger and thank you for the many upvotes. I know it's a short answer, but I promise it's filled with feelings. I get depressive spells often, and the one thing I know would help me, but unfortunately no one ever does this for me, is to flat order me out of the house. We are going. No is not an acceptable answer, and you will do something to break the monotony and make you feel better. It may or may not work for them, but I know it'd work for me. But like I said, no one ever does this. Check on them and offer to listen. Be present enough to learn the ways their depression manifests, because it's different for everyone. Ask them what they do when they are depressed, and ask what you can do to help. Learn what kind of things will give them even the smallest boost. For me, it's the trip to the bookstore. To them it may be as easy as getting them Taco Bell. Use that as a way to get them to talk a bit, get them feeling like the world is okay for a while. Equally as important is making sure that you take any talk of suicide seriously. If something is off and they've been talking about suicide, call the police. They'd rather do a wellness check than remove a body any day. Even if the person begs you not to, they need help. If they are considering suicide, they need professional help. They might hate you for a while, but in the long run it will help them. Also, props on being such a good friend and asking how you can support them. Empathy. I need this help. Just being there for them and trying to help. BTW are you asking this question because you need advice? If you can get them outside being active, that can possibly help a little. Don't try to force them though. You could try framing it as you need someone to come hiking with you, and they'd be doing you a favor. Often people with depression incorrectly think they are a burden on everyone them, and making them feel wanted or useful may help them stop feeling that way. Also, I second what a lot of other people are saying about just being there for them when they want to reach out or talk. That's a huge one. Food. Bring them a poutine, or whatever comfort food, and stay a while. Watch a stupid movie with them. Include them. Invite us to parties and shit, but make clear that it's okay if we are not in the right mood or whatever. Just give us the opportunity, even if we won't take it. Often people start to invite depressive people lesser and lesser because the answer is mostly no. That leads depressive people to new thoughts, like they don't like me and they want to have fun without me. If you just continue inviting them, they at least feel like they are, like, something, a person maybe. It makes at least me feel slightly appreciated, and it increases the odds that I will actually accept one of those invitations and actually be in a social environment, and not home alone with my thoughts again. But what's important, don't push them. If you force somebody to go to a party and he doesn't have a great experience, it's likely that from now on his will to go on any party again is non-existent. Don't try and play therapist. Just invite them over, talk if they want, or just suggest doing something nice. A movie, a walk. No big stuff, just simple friend stuff. It would help a lot of you answer their late night text and just listen to them. Order them pizza. They may be hungry but unable to gather the will and energy to cook. Text them even if they don't always text back. Invite them to things and remind them that people do want to see them. Instead of saying let me know if you need anything, offer specifics. Can I bring you food? Is it okay if I stop by? Do you need help tidying up? Don't stop inviting them out to places. Know that if they suffer from depression they likely won't often feel like going out or being around other people. Most of the time they will likely regret not coming out, and it really sucks when your friends give up on you and you stop getting the invites. Try to plan things now and again you know they like. So if they are a homebody or like playing games, ask if you can come over. Try to talk to them about it if you can. Talking openly about it is difficult for some people, but it's very cathartic. if they aren't on medication or seeking professional help, realize that you likely aren't going to be able to fix them. Just do what you can to be a good friend and be there for them, but they need to make the decision to get better themselves, and it's not something you can force. Burn them a CD with some uplifting songs, or create a cool Spotify or YouTube playlist and share it with them. Invite them to go anywhere with you, like the grocery store. They might not want to come with you, so insist. Sometimes you have to make your depressed friends get out. Just do anything to get their mind off of their own mind. Just listen. Bring over a healthy dinner. Quietly talk about shit. Don't push. Let your friend be silent if he/she needs to. Listen and care if they want to talk. Hug them silently if they cry. Avoid judgment and avoid cheering them up. Take them on a hike, walk, whatever. Somewhere with nature, a little sunshine, and nobody else around. Get them out of the house, but not into a stressful social context where they are forced to pretend to be happy. Text or call them daily. Don't be butthurt if they don't always reply. More controversially, if they are in really bad shape, take the reins for them and get them help. Make a doctor's appointment for them and take them to it. Antidepressants are extremely helpful tools, albeit not cure-alls. Talk therapy is extremely helpful as well. Depression is a potentially fatal disorder. As such, they need professional help. Too much amateur help can actually be codependent and be counterproductive. Which doesn't mean you can't lend an ear, but at the same time you should have phone numbers of a psychiatrist and psychotherapist on hand. And insist they make the calls for help. I should add that having worked in mental health, any psychiatrist or psychotherapist worth their license will make arrangements if you don't have insurance or can't afford their rate. They will see people for free in some cases, especially young people. They went into the field to help people. There are low-cost clinics in most cities. There is no reason to not get help. I'd add serious in the title. Just saying. The story of one of my proudest moments was this. A friend had reached out because she was having a really hard time with depression. That's not how she said it, it was her saying her goodbyes. I left immediately, drive hours to give her a hug, talked for a while, drove hours home. I made sure she knew she was the entire reason for me doing that she was worth it. No one else even knew I was there. Even my girlfriend at the time didn't even know it was anything except another day for me. It was wholly and completely about my friend and how much she mattered to me. I wish this story had a happy ending. The ending was only 6 months away.